Picture this. You're at the airport, right? Or maybe you're just sitting at your favorite corner table at the local coffee shop. You pull out your phone, maybe your laptop. You just want to check your bank balance real quick, pay a bill, or just catch up on some emails. So you open your settings, you look for Wi-Fi, and boom, there it is, free public Wi-Fi. You click connect. It feels completely, entirely normal. But what if I told you that the very network you just connected to isn't owned by the coffee shop or the airport at all? What if, instead, a criminal is sitting literally 2 tables away from you, watching every single keystroke, quietly capturing your passwords, your credit card numbers, your entire digital life? You have to ask yourself, is your free Wi-Fi a trap? Because for thousands of Americans, that one innocent click, it was the exact moment they lost everything.
And look, if you do this, you're not alone. According to a major security survey by Symantec, a staggering 87% of people have used public Wi-Fi at some point. I mean, that's almost 9 out of 10 of us. But here is the truly terrifying part of that data. The vast majority of those people, we're talking 60%, mistakenly believe their personal data is completely secure just because they're sitting inside a legitimate business. They think, hey, I'm in a well-known cafe, the Wi-Fi has to be safe, right? Well, no. That false sense of security is exactly what the scammers are counting on. They are actively preying on our desire for convenience. And the financial toll of this misplaced trust? It is absolutely staggering. Man-in-the-middle attacks, which is the technical term for the type of scam we're investigating today, result in an estimated $2 billion in losses annually, worldwide. Let that sink in. $2 billion. This isn't just some small-time pickpocketing operation. This is a massive, highly organized digital crime wave. And it targets everyday people while they are simply trying to log into social media, check their email, or manage their bank accounts. The stakes literally could not be higher.
Welcome to the Fraud Files, where we expose real scams and protect Americans exactly like you. Today's case file is all about dissecting an invisible crime scene. We're talking about rogue hotspots and specifically the evil twin Wi-Fi trap. We're going to break down exactly what this threat is, how it operates right in plain sight, and most importantly, how you can protect yourself. Because by the end of this explainer, you're going to know exactly how to spot the traps that could otherwise entirely drain your bank accounts. So let's get into it.
Section 1. The Evil Twin Threat. The Invisible Crime Scene. To fight this threat, you first have to understand what it actually is and who it targets. And the chilling answer is, well, it targets absolutely anyone with a smartphone or a laptop who needs a quick internet connection. By definition, an evil twin is a fraudulent Wi-Fi access point that appears to be completely legitimate, but it's actually set up by a criminal to eavesdrop on wireless communications or to fish for passwords. The entire scam relies on perfectly mimicking something you already trust. It's basically digital camouflage. The scammer configures a wireless card to act as an access point. They change the name of the network to match the surroundings, and then they just wait for you to fall into the trap.
Let's compare these two connections so you can understand exactly how terrifying this really is. So on the left, you've got a legitimate Wi-Fi connection. Your device talks directly to the internet through the cafe's router. It's a straight line, completely normal. But on the right, you see the evil twin. This creates what cybersecurity experts call a man-in-the-middle attack. When you connect to the scammer's fake network, you are not connecting directly to the internet. You are connecting to their equipment. The attacker literally sits in the middle, right between you and the website you visit. They become this invisible middleman, silently intercepting, reading, and recording every single piece of unencrypted data you set.
Section 2. How the trap works. The anatomy of the hack. So how exactly do these cybercriminals execute this? What are the precise, systematic steps they take to steal your money and just disappear without a physical trace? Well, here is the attacker's sinister step-by-step playbook. Step 1, they set up the fake network, giving it the exact same name, or SSID, as the legitimate nearby network. Step 2, they execute a denial of service, or DDoS attack, on the legitimate router. What this does is it forcefully knocks the real Wi-Fi offline. Step 3, your phone, which is now suddenly disconnected, automatically reconnects to the strongest signal it can find with that same name, which is, you guessed it, the scammer's evil twin. And finally, step 4, they lead you to a captive portal. That's a fake login screen requesting your password to quote-unquote reconnect. The second you type it in, they steal your credentials.
Look at this crucial quote. It details exactly why this is so insanely dangerous. If the attacker controls the hotspot, they can reroute you to a lookalike page. Once you type in your information, it's game over. You might think your data is safe because your banking app is encrypted, but here is the catch, and it's a big one. encryption doesn't protect you if the scammer has redirected you to a flawless, visually identical fake version of your bank's website. You type your username and password into what you think is your trusted bank, but you are actually handing the keys to your life savings directly over to a criminal.
Section 3. Spotting the red flags. Investigating the clues. Okay, we know how they strike, but these scammers aren't perfect. They leave traces. You need to become a digital investigator before you ever tap that connect button. I want you to screenshot this list right now. These are the explicit warning signs of a rogue hotspot. First, if a network name randomly includes the word free, be highly suspicious. Hackers add the word free specifically to bait you. Second, avoid connecting to networks that just use default router brand names like Linksys or Netgear. Legitimate businesses almost always customize their Wi-Fi names. Third, look out for a missing acceptable use policy, or AUP. Trustworthy free Wi-Fi networks usually require you to agree to their terms before browsing. If it just lets you straight onto the internet without any sort of agreement, yeah, that is a massive red flag that you're stepping into a criminal's trap.
Let me give you a real-world example of the psychological tricks they use to manipulate you. It's a classic tactic we'll call the Jamie's Java trick. Let's say you're sitting in a local coffee shop named Jamie's Java. A scammer will broadcast a hotspot named Jamie's Java Free Wi-Fi. It looks official. It feels totally safe because it identically matches your physical location. Guys, this is designed specifically to drop your guard. You think the coffee shop is providing a helpful service, but you are actually handing your private data over to a predator. Always ask an employee to verify the exact, official network name before you connect.
Keep taking screenshots because the red flags continue here. If your phone or laptop warns you that the network is a computer-to-computer network rather than a standard wireless network, do not connect. That literally means you are connecting directly to someone else's personal device. Next, if you're browsing and you notice the website is missing the HTTPS or the little padlock icon in the address bar, stop immediately. Your connection is unencrypted. Finally, and this is absolutely crucial, if a public Wi-Fi network demands your credit card details as part of the connection process, just close the screen. That is a classic sign of an online scam trying to rob you instantly.
Section 4. Shielding your personal data. Your defense strategy.
All right, it is time to move from fear to empowerment. The scammers are sophisticated, yes, but they rely on easy targets. Here is your unshakable defense strategy to ensure you are never the victim. Again, screenshot this defense checklist. This is how you armor yourself. Number 1, use a virtual private network, or VPN. If you're going to use public Wi-Fi, a VPN is practically mandatory. It scrambles and encrypts all your internet traffic. Even if a scammer tricks you into connecting to an evil twin, all they're going to see is meaningless, garbled information. Number 2, disable auto-connect features on your devices so they don't secretly connect to a scammer's spoofed network while just sitting in your bag. Number 3, turn off your Wi-Fi entirely when you aren't actively using it. And number 4, the absolute golden rule. Never ever conduct financial transactions, check your bank, or make purchases on public Wi-Fi. Save it for your secure home network or just use your cellular data. And hey, remember, if you ever do fall victim to one of these traps, immediately report it to the FTC at reportfraud.ftc.gov and the FBI at ic3.gov.
Furthermore, you absolutely must enable multi-factor authentication, or MFA, on every single app and account you care about. Why? Because even if the worst happens and an evil twin scammer manages to phish your password, MFA provides a critical extra layer of security. They won't be able to log in without the secondary code sent to your phone. And of course, always keep your device's security software, antivirus, and operating system strictly up to date. This patches the exact vulnerabilities that these fraudsters actively look to exploit.
Section 5. Cyber criminals getting caught. Real-world consequences.
You know, it's really easy to think of these hackers as untraceable ghosts just operating in the shadows. But let's ground this technical jargon in reality for a second. These are real criminals, causing real damage, and they are facing real-world consequences as law enforcement cracks down. Take a look at this shocking true story from July 2024. A man was officially charged by the Australian Federal Police for running a fake Wi-Fi network to steal passenger credentials. And get this, not in a coffee shop, but on a commercial flight. Yeah, an airline reported that employees noticed a suspicious Wi-Fi network broadcasting mid-air. This criminal had set up an evil twin at 30,000 feet, attempting to harvest data from trapped passengers who thought they were using the airplane's official internet. He was caught and arrested, proving that this danger follows you everywhere, even up in the sky. It's an honest reality check that the government is watching, and these fraudsters can absolutely be caught.
But
Despite these arrests, we must stay vigilant. Research shows that man-in-the-middle attacks still account for approximately 20% of all cyber attacks worldwide. Let me repeat that. 1 in 5 cyber attacks globally. The scale of this threat remains massive. The criminals are out there right now, sitting in airports, hotels, and cafes, just hoping you'll let your guard down for just 1 second.
So, I leave you with this powerful, provocative question. Next time you sit down with your coffee and log on, are you really connecting to who you think you are? The digital world is full of invisible traps, and a single moment of convenience could cost you dearly. But now you have the knowledge to see the invisible. You know the red flags. You have the defense strategy. Please share this explainer with your family and friends to protect them from falling victim to this devastating crime. Subscribe to the Fraud Files for daily scam alerts. Comment below if this happened to you or someone you know. Stay alert, stay safe. The fraudsters are watching, but now so are we.